A memory palace is an imaginary location in your mind where you can store mnemonic images. The most common type of memory palace involves making a journey through a place you know well, like building or town. Along that journey, there are specific locations that you always visit in the same order. So let's see how it works. Step 1. Design a blueprint for your palace. The memory palace is a palace of pure imagination, and it is easy to build it according to the existing or familiar building. For example, a simple palace can be your bedroom. A large memory palace can be based on your house, school building, pedestrian street, or the entire city. The bigger the real place, the more specific, the more information you can store in your spiritual space. Step 2. Define a route. If you need to remember things in a certain order, it is important that you formulate a specific route in your palace, both in reality and in mind. So once you have designed what your memory palace looks like, you need to know how to work inside. If you don't need to remember things in order, this step is unnecessary, but still useful. It will make it easier to remember things. Step 3. Determine the special storage space in the palace or follow your own route. When you use the memory palace, you will put certain things in specific places to remember them. Therefore, you need to set as many spaces as you will use. Follow the structure or follow the route and see it for sure. If the palace is a real route, such as the road you drive to work, the storage space can be some buildings along the way, neighbors' houses, intersections, a sculpture, or a skyscraper. If the palace is a building, you can put things in different rooms. In the room, you can set small space, such as pictures, furniture, and so on. The key is to make sure these places are different from others and not to confuse them. Step 4. Remember your memory palace. For your memory palace to be effective, you have to use it to remember things perfectly. The best way to do this is to really draw a blueprint, indicating the landmarks and the storage space of your choice. When you are not in that place, look at the map with your eyes and check the images in your head to make sure you have remembered all the positions in correct order. Imagine landmarks in as much detail as possible. Make sure your drawings contain color, size, taste, and other essential characteristics. Step 5. Place items in your memory palace. After you build the palace and remember it deeply in your mind, you can use it. You should take items that you want to memorize and place items at the various loci within your memory palace. For example, if the first item is carrots and the first locus in your memory palace is the front door, picture some giant carrots opening up your front door. Don't put too many things in the same place, and if something has to keep separate, put them in different places. Put what you need to remember in order along your route. Step 6. Use symbols. You don't need to put the entire sentence or number in the designated position to remember it, but doing so is difficult to handle and does not achieve the intended purpose. Usually, what you need to put in each place is something that reminds you of memory and reminds you of something that you need to remember. So, if you want to remember a ship, you can put a picture of an anchor in it. If the ship is from Wisconsin, you can put an anchor made of cheese. Notation is a shorthand method that makes memory easier to manage, but it can be made more effective by depicting the things you need to remember. Step 7. Creativity. The pictures you put in your memory palace need to be as memorable as possible. Generally, pictures are more memorable if they are ridiculous, or if they are related to some strong emotional or personal experience. The number 124 is not easy to remember, but imagine a long cricket like one, passing through a swarm looking like two. The swarm split into 4 pieces, so it is easy to remember. Step 8. Explore your palace. When you fill your palace with pictures that involve memories, you need to go in and visit them. The more you explore the memory palace, the easier it will be to memorize things. For example, in your mind, you want to see 10 US presidents, and if they are in the kitchen in your memory palace, just walk into the kitchen and you will see them in order. Step 9. Use your palace. When you remember everything in your palace, you can walk through the palace mentally and you can think of what you want to remember by looking at them. If you need to start a presentation, follow the route you have set. Practice more and you can start from anywhere in the palace and find specific information along your route.